Hey everybody, what's going on? Alright, as I was writing up the post for the last video, I decided and realized that, what the hell? Sorry. I decided and realized I needed to make a post about what it's like to have an abortion via the abortion pill. I know the woman that I deem a hero, Emily Letts, did it, but she showed the surgical side of it. I wish I would have thought and considered to make a video of what it's like to have an abortion via the pill, but I didn't. So I get a lot of emails from women, and the worst part about it, as I said before, is women don't know what to expect, and that was the worst part for me as well. There's nothing really out there that's straightforward and tells you exactly what to expect. So given that I get this question a lot, I'm going to read bits out of an email that one of the emails I responded to, and I'll add in and stuff like that. But I hope they don't mind me reading my response. This is a typical response I give to a lot of women anyhow. So right, so I'm just going to start with the beginning. As most people who have watched my videos know, this was my second abortion, and it happened very quickly after my first, So, right, so I looked at the test, and it was positive, and I walked into the living room where my husband was, and I said I'm pregnant, and we both immediately knew we're not ready. That's it. I knew from the minute I saw it I wasn't ready. So that was it. There was no questioning. There was no, am I sure? But the first time, of course, there was questioning. But for that, you'll have to watch the other video. I think it was the first video I made. But I need to remake that one, and I want to remake it and express myself a lot better. So stay around. Anyway, so So I knew it was right for me. I was 5.5 weeks pregnant, and this is my experience. First question people always usually ask me is about emotions. Emotionally, I was relieved. I was thankful I was able to have the procedure. I was scared because I didn't know what to expect, but it was nowhere even close to what I thought it would be. Emotionally, oh no, that's regarding something else. I should have just highlighted and brought them out, but anyhow, I didn't suffer emotionally other than hoping my husband understood and really meant what he said, and he did. It was the hormones racing out of control that made me doubt what he said, and that's true. Your emotions are a roller coaster. Your hormones are just going at high speed, and if I battle with mental illness, as I've said before, and so I doubted it and I worried and all that, but he reassured me, and we both already know that it's not time. We can't provide for a child as we need to be able to. So now I know he meant it, but at the time, because of hormones, again, I was questioning everything, but except having the abortion. Right. Right, I was 5 weeks, and right away, I knew right away it was right for me, and I had no sadness. But I want to add to that, some people do. Some people do experience sadness. Some people grieve. That's okay. There's, like I always say, there's no right or wrong way to react to an abortion. Any way you respond is okay, whether it's just right, I know it, go get it done, or battling back and forth, crying, whatever. However you respond, it's okay, as long as you know that what the antis say is not true. When they stand out there saying you're a killer, it's not true. When they stand out there saying we're evil and bad and we're going to hell and blah 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 blah, whatever bull crap they tell you, it's not true. Soon I'm going to post a report about all these lies they say, some of which I referred to in my last video, and I'm going to give the actual evidence to disprove what they say. So, yeah, anyway, I'm not going to go into that again, but, so anyone who would lie about so much stuff during a time that is hard emotionally is not worth listening to. So no matter what, don't doubt yourself there, please, I beg you. Okay, going on. So emotionally, for me, it was a relief. I was scared because I didn't know what was going to happen. I was scared of the unknown. Right, now the next question I get is, how did it go physically? So in this one I said, it was not anywhere close to as bad as I thought. I was expecting excruciating pain that never, ever came. I did take pain medicine mainly because I have very bad cramps during my period anyway, and I worried it would be worse than those. And it was, but not by much. I had a heating pad during the few hours and for the night after, but the next day there was only light cramping, just like a normal period. It was a bit more intense around 4 hours in, but it eases up after a few hours after that. So right, people ask me, when does the pill start working? It starts working differently for every woman, but typically it's 4 hours. It was 4 hours for me, and for about 4 hours, that was when the abortion was occurring. What did I do during the abortion? That's another question I get a lot. I laid on the couch with my husband playing video games, and I watched him play video games, and I slept. And when I felt like, it's just like, if you just feel like you do when you're having your period, it's pretty much just like that. Physically, like visually and whatever else, just very much more intense, visually anyway. But physically, the cramps were bad, but not anything I couldn't handle, because it's just like a typical period that causes you to have very hard cramps. So if you take some pain medicine with it, that's it. And it only lasted for me about 4 hours. After those 4 hours, I still had cramps, and it still was, still cramping a bit, but they had eased up a lot, to the point where I didn't need pain medicine anymore. I probably wouldn't have even needed pain medication in the first place, but I had them, so I thought, why not? Anyhow, so yeah, it's not anywhere nearly as bad as you're imagining it to be. It kicks in, and how you know that it's happening is that you need to go to the bathroom. Once I knew it was happening, like I said, I was laying on the couch, my husband was playing video games. I love watching him play video games. I love playing video games myself. And so it wasn't a really big deal. I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate mail for saying that, but it wasn't a massive deal. But I would suggest a heating pad, because that did help with the cramps, and tons of pads. You're not allowed to use tampons for obvious reasons. So there we are with that. So, and then the next question, and the final question I'm going to answer is, what happened? What was it like from beginning to end? Like, how did they distribute the pills? Now, it's different from state to state, but I had these given to me in Texas, so before the abortion ban. So I said, they may ask you if you want to see it or not on the ultrasound screen. They may not ask and just flash it before you, like they did me the second time. So if that would bother you, I'd advise keeping your eyes closed. However, I will say I saw both of mine, and it only reaffirmed and reassured me in what I was doing. It did not in any way make me feel guilty or bad. It simply gave me the physical sight of what I already knew. I was not ready for it to develop into a child, to be born into this world. Everyone's different though, and so is each state, but I thought I'd just let you know so I don't, anyway, so that was, I go on and rant. They make you wait until, I think it was about a day, due to lovely laws against women. And the next day you go in and you get your first dose of medication. You have to take these at the, you have to take these at the first, okay, I can't write sentences or speak, sorry. You have to take the first dose at the doctor, at the clinic. And it basically, the medication they give you basically just detaches the embryo. That's all that's happening. I felt absolutely nothing. Nothing happened that day, nothing happened that night. I felt no pain at all. Didn't feel sick, nothing. You're sent home, but you're sent home with another dose, and you're supposed to take it at the exact same time the next day, which I did. But like I said, it's different from state to state, but that's what happened with me. The ones that you take at home are obviously the ones that start the bleeding. It took about, it took about 1 or 2 hours of any sign of bleeding for me, but all women are different. As I said, it was about 4 hours when it got intense, but the bleeding did begin, obviously, around 1 or 2 hours in. But the abortion did not begin, at least the cramping did not begin until about 4 hours in, and it eased up 4 hours after that 4 hours. So yeah, I laid on the couch with my husband. I felt nothing for a few hours, maybe a little quick cramp here and there, but it'd go away fast as it came. More than anything, the first few hours are just uncomfortable because you don't know what's going to happen. And it also kind of feels like the day before your period, when you have the uncomfortable feeling and the just like just kind of feel groggy and just not want to do anything. That's sort of how it was before that. Like I said, it was not painful. It was exactly like having a very heavy period. Only at times you'll need to be in the bathroom, or I did, because a lot of blood will come out, of course, and you have to switch pads very quickly. Now, excuse me if that was too much information, but if you're gonna use the pill, you need to know it. Now, you have a period every month. If you're a woman, you do. If you don't have one every month, then I don't know what to tell you. But you know what blood looks like. You know what a period looks like. So this is no different than that. Don't let me saying that you have blood, you need to change pads frequently scare you. It is nothing. You see nothing different than what you see when you're having your period. Nothing. It's just blood. It's just like having a period. So don't let that make you get extra scared or something. It's no different. Right. That night I slept fine. In fact, in between bathroom visits during the abortion, I was lying down, drifting off on the couch. And yeah, I would suggest a heating pad. That did help when it was at its worst. But I said the worst pain at the peak point, I would say, was about a 6 out of 10 for me. About a 6 of 10. That was pretty much it. Every woman is different, but the women I've spoken to who have also had this use the abortion pill, their stories aren't that different from mine. Aunties make it out. I think everyone wants to scare women into not having this done. It's something you're going to see everything and it's going to be gory. It's not gory. You don't see anything but what you see every month, or should see every month. And it's what it is. I don't know what else to say. So I hope that helps somebody understand a bit more what goes on when you have the abortion pill. Alright, send all the hate mail you want, but not gonna faze me. You're just wasting your time and not mine, because I'll skim it maybe, but anyway. Alright, if you have any more questions, please email me and I will do my best to answer them. And that's really all I have to say. Cool. I'll talk to you guys later.